Attack on Titan is overrated. Now, don't kill me now, but I think it's time we address this.
Order in the court.
Yes, I know everybody's entitled to their opinion, and this is very subjective. And I'm not calling Attack on Titan the worst thing I've ever seen. That title belongs to Part 1 Boruto. It's a top 20 anime of all time, but I've seen many people say top 3 maybe the best anime of all time, and I just don't get that. Wait, I mean, maybe it's a nostalgia thing for some people.
Some people enjoy nostalgia.
Hey folks, this is Board Talk, aka the Supreme Opinion, home to the most biased and casual takes on YouTube. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good YouTube stuff, and enjoy. Now to go into more detail why I think it's overrated, I think we should start by breaking down season by season. To start off, season 1, fire. I was one of the many who watched it debut on Adult Swim and watched it every week. So the issue I would have was, the only issue I have with season 1 for the most part is I remember the Eren trial. They was hyped it up. It was hyping it up. I was very excited for it. Then for like 2-3 weeks, it wasn't missing.
Seen this man?
I'm like, dang, what's going on? But yeah, that's the only issue I have with season 1, really. Going off season 1 only, I would say it would be on a trajectory for a top 10 anime, top 3, top 5 anime all time. I was very high on season 1. Then season 2 came, it didn't disappoint. I mean, again, the only issue I had with it is it took so long.
Later.
If I'm not mistaken, it took 2-3 years to come out. Maybe other anime I enjoyed did like maybe One Piece did it, maybe Bleach did it, maybe Naruto did it. I'm pretty sure Naruto did it. From the jump between Naruto and Shippuden had to be a good little distance. But when I started watching those shows, it was already over. So maybe that's a little bias because I got to screen the whole but for Attack on Titan, where I was there from day one, saw the first season, was desperately waiting for the second season for almost 2 to 3 years. Then it came out, and yeah, it didn't disappoint. One of the best plot twists, again, on the trajectory, on the top 3, top 4, 3 anime of all time, season 3.
And then I went downhill and downhill and down.
Now, season 3 is where I do think it was a very sharp decline in my interest in the show. Because season 1, season 2, yes, it was very Titan action packed, which the name of the show is, Attack on Titan. But as it started to transition into season 3, into later on season 4, and they're many millions apart, too many. It got more human focus, more political focus. It started to give me redoing Holocaust vibes, something like that. To talk more about season 3, again, the beginning of it was magnificent. So, like, even though it started to get more political, the Levi versus Kenny fight, excellent. Them taking over the government,
Excellent.
I love that. Managed to hold my attention as it doesn't do in later seasons, but yes, it does hold my attention. It's very, because it was still very entertaining, but I would say it would be less entertaining than the first one, the season 1 and season 2, which isn't bad. It's no show really holds its quality throughout. It's ups and flows.
Up and get down.
But yeah, like, outside of that, I didn't huge problem with Eren. I mean, I guess you could call it his character development. I don't have a problem with his character development. I just, how they handled it was terrible. Although it did lead to a cool moment later on, but in the moment, it was really a put off for me.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
I found when the corrupt royal, I don't know his name, I don't know most of these names, I'm bad with names, but the corrupt royal, where he turned into that huge titan and started moving slowly, that's where I started to really wean off the show. It was a very interesting fight, I should say. It's nothing like any other type, and I feel like the way they dealt with it was creative, but it wasn't boring. It was just kind of boring to me. Again, this is very subjective, and people who might have enjoyed that maybe thought that was probably one of the top 3 best moments in the show. But to me, again, the ultimate authority of opinions. Now, season 4 and as many parts.
I can't keep up.
That's one issue I must get off the bat. Why the hell is it so many parts? Like part A, part B, part C, part D, part E, part F, and so on. Just put it all in one season or break the season up. Like, God, it's obviously a money grab or something. They trying to stretch it out to the furthest extent. I think that brings the anime down. I know it has nothing to do with the actual anime, the entertainment factor, or anything like that, but it just leaves a bad connotation of the series in my head. Now to get into actual context of why I don't like season 4, the issue I have is it started to be more about moments, like moments instead of the collective being good. The season 1, the collective was good. Season 2, the collective was good. Now less of season. Now this problem is prevalent in season 3, but not as much as season 4 and its later contemporaries. Is that the word? Contemporaries? And it's other contemporaries where it's not. It's like they only building up to the moments, and like it's really heavy on peaks and valleys. So it's gonna peak like when Eren invaded the Marian. Like I said, I'm bad with names. We're gonna call it the Marian Kingdom. And he invaded the Marian Kingdom. That was a peak. Learning about the kids' backstory, which I know is important, was absolutely boring. It took me 2 years to get into watch season 4 after it came out, due to that fact. Like, this is boring as hell. But after I tried it to that, it started to peak with Eren, then him fighting the Hammer Titan. Absolutely peak.
Well, it's downhill from here.
Gabby K. Continue on with my issues with the story. It started to get boring again. Then that's where it really tapered off. I kind of dropped off from the show after that. Then another peak I would bring up, another moment really, would be the Eren, the thing I mentioned earlier, the Eren paying off of him viewing him telling his father to kill all those people. Then that look on Zeke's face when he was terrified, that was peak right there. That was peak. But then it valleyed off again till the Jaegerish stuff was kind of boring to me. Not gonna lie, the Jaeger stuff was boring. Mikasa being loyal, although I watched a video on how it was explained, was boring. The political hunt was kind of interesting. Any revival was kind of into me. They could have just killed her character off, and I would have been fine with it. Cause she might have did something important. I'm not sure on it. My main point is though, season 4 peaks and valleys. The valleys were very unmemorable, as opposed to a season 1 where I remember it clearly. Season 2, I remember it clearly. Season 3, like I said, I remember more of it, even though it was started to focus more on moments, but it was more memorable. Season 4, only the moments are memorable. The actual story, to me, was quite forgettable. It was a good story. I'm not saying it was a good story. It wasn't an entertaining story, I should say. And it was alright. It didn't fumble the ending like a My Hero did. I think it had a better ending than JJK, even though it's my top 2 anime all time, my second best anime. I think it's the second best anime all time. It did have a better ending than that. That's why the only true score it would be I think like 9/11th range, that percentile-ish. You can convince me on it being in the top 10, but it's nowhere near a top 5 anime of all time. And that's all, folks, for today. If you like the video, hit the like button. Leave a comment on how you view the Attack on Titan series as a whole. Have a blessed one.